Jason here with another Nanocoaster video. Today we're going to be doing Raging Bull, the B&M Hyper Twister coaster from Six Flags Great America in Gurnee, Illinois. This coaster is kind of unique from the other B&M Hypers in that it's more of a twister layout instead of the airtime focused ride, but it's still a fantastic ride. This Nanocoaster is available from the park for about $37 or from merch.sixflags.com. Now with this kit, we have a single-sided page of instructions here. We have the base, and we have one sheet of metal that we'll have to cut out. The first step to get started is to peel off the paper here. Peeling off the paper is something you'll want to make sure that you do to reveal the black base. A lot of people forget to do this step and leave the brown paper, which doesn't look near as good or finished. So like I said, you want to peel all this off from both sides of the model. And like I said, the easiest way to do it is to start in the sharp corners and start peeling from there. So I'm going to finish both sides of the paper really quick. So there we have the base with the paper peeled off. Now the top of the base is going to be the side that has the track layout engraved into it, where the bottom of the base you can see the cutouts, but not the full track layout. Now the first step that I like to do, if you see my other videos, is to add a logo to the base plate. As I pointed out before, the models do come with a little sign here that has the logo on it. However, I like to have something a little bit bigger, so when you just look at the model, you can quickly see what it is. So I've cut out with my vinyl cutter here a Raging Bull logo in metallic vinyl that I'm able to stick onto a blank place on the base plate. So I'm going to peel this off really quick, and then I'll simply apply the logo to the base. Now, as I've also mentioned before, this is not something that comes with the kit. However, if it's something that you're interested in adding and you have access to a vinyl cutter, in the description below I've included a link to the SVG logo that you can download that will then allow you to just put the logo there on the base, quite large as you can see. Now that we've done that, the next step is going to be to cut out each of the track pieces along with the station as well and the Raging Bull sign. Now one thing I noticed right here initially in the kit is the station is actually broken in this model right here. I'm going to see if I can fix that. If not, we may have to reach out to CoasterDynamix and see what they'll do. But this station house should be one piece, but as you can see, it is broken. I don't know what happened. There's something in manufacturing possibly. But we'll quickly cut out the pieces and we'll see if we can make it work. Like I said, if not, we'll have to reach out to them. But to cut these pieces out, I'm going to use a pair of wire cutters that I purchased from Amazon. The link is below for the ones that I'm using. You can really use any probably wire cutters that fit into a tight space. You'll simply just want to go through around the track and cut as close to the track as possible so that you don't have any rough edges. So we'll just go around and cut this all out really quickly and then move on to the next step. So now we've completed cutting out the 6 track pieces along with the station, which as I mentioned is broken into 2 pieces, and I'll have to look into that, as well as the little Raging Bull sign that goes here. So now it's time to jump into track assembly. The first piece of track we're going to insert is going to be this piece right here. You have kind of a smaller tab here at the end with the smallest tab, a medium tab, and then 3 smaller tabs down here. And so this piece of track, according to the instructions, is actually going to begin with the medium tab here in this turnaround right here. So we'll start it right there in that tab, and then we'll just kind of follow the track layout around and drop these other tabs into place. And then once all the tabs are down in place, on the bottom you'll see these tabs down here, and we'll just simply bend them over to hold the track into place. Now once you have all of the tabs bent over, the next thing you want to do is just shape the track and make sure that you have it lined up with the track layout just perfectly. I have it most of the way here, but I do have to do just a little bit of bending to get it to line up just perfectly with the track layout here on the base, especially down here at this end. And there we have the first track piece installed onto the base. So step 3 is going to continue where we left off with this piece right here. So we have the longer tab here in the middle, 3 tabs on this end, 2 small ones on this end, as well as the flat sections. We're actually going to start with the end with the 3 small tabs and just continue where we left off with this piece right here. So we'll drop that first tab in, and once again just follow the track layout on the base plate. So we'll bend this around to get to the second tab, and then continue around to the third tab, into the large tab, and then one final turn here at the end to get the last small tab in. Just like with every other piece, bend over the tabs underneath, and then do a little bit more shaping on the track. This one I need to do a little bit more. There's some pieces that really didn't round off very good, so I'm just going to kind of come in here with my fingers and shape them exactly how the track layout is on the base plate. So there we have the first 2 pieces of track completed. Now step 4 isn't going to continue from any of the previous pieces of track. We're going to be using this piece here with the 2 large hills, with the long tab. We also have the small tab on this end, 2 small tabs on this end. This piece is going to be going here for this turnaround here. So we'll begin with putting the large tab in place. That's typically the easiest place to start. And then we'll bend this turnaround around and drop the small tab into place. And then the same thing with the other end. We just want to bend this track once again along the track layout and drop these other small tabs into place as well. And then bend over the tabs underneath. And then we'll need to do a little bit more track shaping. And that there completes our 3rd track piece. Now the 4th track piece on step 5 is going to be this piece here. 2 medium tabs, 2 small tabs, also with this 1 flat section. This is actually going to continue from the first piece that we put into place. So we have this turnaround here, and this medium tab here is going to go on the slot closest to that and drop into place. Both of the medium tabs there are just straight, and then the first small tab is straight, and then we'll continue bending around to connect it to the piece that we put in last. And then once again bend over the tabs underneath, and then do just a little bit of track shaping here on this one corner here. We'll also make sure that the tracks connect pretty well here where the track pieces go. So there you can see we're making a little bit of progress. So this is a little bit more tangled of a layout than you typically see with the hypercoaster. Now the 5th piece of track is going to be this piece here with the 2 hills that's left, and we're actually going to continue from the last piece we put in place. So we'll start here, continue from that last piece, and just begin by dropping the 2 smaller tabs down right into their holes, and then the long tab, and then down here at the other end we'll have to start bending around the turnaround to be able to drop the smaller tabs into place and get to where we have the little underground tunnel section there that comes right after the first drop. Once again, we'll bend over these tabs on the bottom to hold it into place. Check the shaping. This one actually looks pretty good, maybe just a little bit there, but overall really good shaping. And then the last piece is going to be the lift hill with the first drop. And so this one will just come right over here and drop the first medium tab into place, followed by the first large tab, then another medium tab, and just drop that in, and then bend the tabs over here. Now the lift hill actually has these angled supports as well that you may have seen on some of the other Nano coasters that we need to bend out at a 90-degree angle. The easiest way to do that is to grab a pair of needle nose pliers here, and then just grab onto the support right there at the very top, and then twist it out 90 degrees. We'll do that with each of these here. So there we have 4 angled supports bent out. So that will complete our track layout. The last 2 pieces to put on are going to be our little sign here that will drop into this little slot, bend backwards, and also bend the tab over underneath, and then the station. Now as I mentioned, the station is broken here. All of the Nano coaster stations are exactly the same. They're these little house structures. So I'm actually going to bend it into its little house structure minus the one side there. And then we have the other side here. So I'm going to try to install it just like this. I'm going to drop the one side into place, bend over the tab on the bottom. There you may be able to see that it actually stands up pretty well. So we'll do the same thing with the other side. And just let the roof sit there. So even though the station there is broken, you can see that it actually went on just fine. So there we have the completed track layout. So that's exactly what's in the kit, except the kit doesn't include the logo, but everything else is there. Pretty accurate representation of the coaster, pretty simple to put together. Now the last thing I like to do, if you've seen my other videos, is actually to add a felt bottom here. With the tabs on the bottom, they can scratch up a surface if you rub it around or slide it around. So I like to just add a felt bottom here. This is something that's not included with the kit, purchased on Amazon pretty cheaply. But to add the felt, we'll put the Nanocoaster here onto the felt base. Just line it up with one of the longest edges so that you don't have to cut all the way around. Makes it a little bit easier. And then we'll grab a pencil and trace around it. And then we'll grab some scissors and just cut around the inside of what we traced. We actually want to cut inside of the pencil mark, and we don't want the cutout to be quite as large as the base. The felt does stretch a little bit as you put it on, so if you have it hanging off the edge, it kind of, you can trim it off. It's just easier if you get it a little bit smaller. But I'm just going to cut around right inside the pencil markings here really quickly. Now you can see we actually have enough felt here probably to do another Nanocoaster model, so which you can probably typically get you to. Not always, but we'll put that off to the side and save it for next time. Now to apply the felt to the bottom of the coaster, we'll begin by just peeling off a little bit of the paper backing here. This is an adhesive felt, so I'll peel that off just to expose a little bit of the adhesive. Now we'll want to line up the coaster model and cover up the felt completely and press down at the end where we've exposed the adhesive to attach it. Now we can come back here, and with part of the felt attached, we can peel away the rest of the paper backing, and then we'll use the table edge to help us apply it to the bottom. So we'll just put it here and just kind of slide it into place. And I'll use my hands to help line it up, make sure that we keep it straight, make sure that we don't go over the edges at all. And that allows us to just slide it into place. And there we have a felt bottom now, so the model can slide around. Overall, a cool model. Once again, this is available from merch.sixflags.com or from Six Flags Great America for about $37.99. If you have a membership or pass, that may include a discount of some kind. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you in putting together your model. If you did like this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up button down below. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you didn't like it, that's fine as well. But thanks and have a great day.